ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तावत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तावत्रयोन्मूलनं। श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो नमः, ऋषिभ्यो नमः, मुनिभ्यो नमः, गुरुभ्यो नमः, ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नमः, आचार्येभ्यो नमः, भक्तेभ्यो नमः, साधुभ्यो नमः, साधकेभ्यो नमः, तीर्थेभ्यो नमः, क्षेत्रेभ्यो नमः, नदीनदेभ्यो नमः, शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः। श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः। ॐ मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ षड्विंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। श्रीपुरूरव उवाच। Having saluted all the gurus as every day, but not as every day, but more increased bhakti, increased shraddha. Praying, first remembering the gurus, then thanking them for whatever the stage they have brought us to, and praying to them to take us to the next higher stage. Every day we have to remember them. Having remembered them, now this 26th chapter, even though we have seen it exhaustively for last 3-4 weeks, yet we are seeing once more, because whenever you want to have the gist of this shastra or this particular chapter, which is so important in our life, to give two important aspects. One, how to develop vairagyam. Second, what is that which takes us to the truth called as satsanga. The Mahima of these two are sung in this chapter. So whenever you want, you can remember the dates of our July 15, 14 and 15. These are the 2 days in YouTube. Anytime you can search it. If you listen, then the essence of this chapter is known to us. So that is why we are restudying it to know the essence, even though every word we have exhaustively studied. Now, as a part of chanting, let us do the chanting of 13th mantra onwards till the end of this chapter 26. And the entire thing we will just see today, like we saw yesterday, half of it. Om Pururava Aila Uvacha Swarthasya Kovidam Dhingmam Murkham Panditamaninam Yohameshwaratam Prapya स्त्रीभिर्गोखरवज्जितः सेवतो वर्षपूगान्मे ऊर्वश्या अधरासवं न तृप्यत्यात्मभूः कामः वह्निराहुतिभिर्यथा पुंशल्यापहृतं चित्तं कोन्वन्यो मोचितुं प्रभुः आत्मा रामेश्वरमरुते भगवन्तम् अधोक्षजं बोधितस्यापि मे देव्या मे सूक्तवाक्येन दुर्मतेः मनोगतो महामोहः नापयात्यजितात्मनः किमेतया नोपकृतं रज्वा वा सर्पचेतसः रज्जुः स्वरूपा विदुषः योऽहं यद् अजितेन्द्रियः क्वायं मलीमसः कायः दौर्गन्ध्याध्यात्मको अशुचिः क्व गुणाः सौमनस्याद्याः यध्यासो अविद्यया कृतः पित्रोः किं तनुभर्यायाः स्वामिनोऽग्नेः स्वगृध्रयोः किमात्मनः किं सुहृदाम इति यो नावसीयते तस्मिन् कळेबरे अमेध्ये तुच्छनिष्ठे विसज्जते अहो सुभद्रं सुनसं सुस्मितं च मुखं स्त्रियाः तं मां सरुधिरस्नायु मेदो मज्जास्थि संहतौ विण्मोत्रपूये रमताम कृमीणां कियदन्तरम् अथापि नोपसज्जेत स्त्रीषु स्त्रैणेषु चार्थवितो विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् मनः क्षुभ्यति नान्यथा अदृष्टादश्रुतात् भावात् न भाव उपजायते असम्प्रयुञ्जतः प्राणान् शाम्यति स्थिमितं मनः तस्मात् संगो न कर्तव्यः स्त्रीषु स्त्रैणेषु चेन्द्रियैः विदुषां चाप्यविश्रब्धः षड्वर्गः किमु मादृशाम् श्रीभगवानुवाच एवं प्रगायन् नृपदेवदेवः स ऊर्वशी लोकमथो विहाय आत्मानमात्मन्यवगम्य मां वै उपारमत् ज्ञानविधूतमोहः ततो दुस्सङ्गमुत्सृज्य सत्सु सज्जेत बुद्धिमान् सन्त एतस्य छिन्दन्ति मनोव्यासङ्गमुक्तिभिः सन्तोऽनपेक्षामच्चित्ताः प्रशान्ताः समदर्शिनः निर्ममा निरहङ्काराः निर्द्वन्द्वा निष्परिग्रहाः तेषु नित्यं महाभागेषु मत्कथाः सम्भवन्ति हितान्नॄणां जुषतां प्रपुनन्त्यघम् ताये शृण्वन्ति गायन्ति ह्यनुमोदन्ति चादृताः मत्पराः श्रद्धानाश्च भक्तिं विन्दन्ति ते मयि भक्तिं लब्धवतः साधोः किमन्यदवशिष्यते मयि अनन्तगुणे ब्रह्मणि आनन्दानुभवात्मने यथोपश्रयमाणस्य भगवन्तं विभावसुं शीतं भयं तमोऽप्येति साधून् संसेवतस्तथा निमज्जोन्मज्जतां घोरे भवाब्धौ परमायनं सन्तो ब्रह्मविदः शान्ताः नौरुदृढे वाप्सु मज्जताम् अन्नं हि प्राणिनां प्राणः आर्तानां शरणं त्वहं धर्मो वित्तं नृणां प्रेत्य सन्तोर्वाग्बिभ्यतोरणम् सन्तो दिशन्ति चक्षुंषि बहिरर्कः समुत्थितः देवता बान्धवाः सन्तः सन्त आत्माहमेव च वैतसेनस्ततोऽप्येवम् उर्वश्या लोकनिःस्पृहः मुक्तसङ्गो महिमेताम् आत्मा रामश्च चारः इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे पुरूरव उपाख्यानं श्रीभगवत्कृत सत्सङ्गमहिमा नाम षड्विंशोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम, श्रीभागवत शरणं मम, श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्रीसूत शरणं मम, श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम, श्रीव्यास शरणं मम, श्रीनारद शरणं मम, श्रीकुमार शरणं मम, श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम, श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim YatkrupatamahamVande Paramanandamaadhavam Swarge Satyeja Kailase Vaikunthe Nasti Ayam Rasaha Atapivantu Sadbhagyaha Mama Munchada Karhishida Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha Srimad Bhagavata Mahapuranam Ekadasha Skandha Muktirhitvanyathārūpam Svarūpena Vyavastitihi अथ षड्विंशोऽध्यायः ऐलवाच श्रीभगवानुवाच. Again, fill the heart with the memory and devotion to all the devatas, gurus, Bhagavan and Guru Tattva, with prayers to them to very soon make our minds freed from all delusions, confusions, and fill it with the right knowledge, right vision of the truth. Having prayed so in life, in short, to protect ourselves and to grow, what we have to do are these three. What is that? The far off Vishayas, much before they are coming and entering into our life. Vishayas means the Dussanga. We should have the wisdom and vision to visualize that when they are involved, when we are involving in them, or when they are allowed into our life will be destroyed. Therefore, keep them as far away as possible. Go away from that gully. That's what Bhagavan says in Gita. Sparshan krutva bahirbahya. If that far-sightedness of keeping away from our vicinity, the dussanga, if we don't have, at least when they have arrived in our life, and we are going through that dussanga. What is dussanga? Everything other than Paramatma. There should be a clear cut understanding regarding this to avoid all questions and doubts. This is the correct answer, and nobody can deny that. Anything other than Paramatma is dussanga, full stop, because that thing is taking us away from Paramatma. So if we don't have the far-sightedness to keep away ourselves, go away from the Patli Galli. At least when we are involving in them, at that time itself, we should have, at that time at least we should have the wisdom ki I am now in the dussanga. It is better for me as early as possible to come out of it. At least this much wisdom we must have. But how much ever we are involving in a dussanga, taking it to be the satsanga or giver of the sukha, one day or the other it goes away. Thank God by God's grace. At least at that time, when that is going away from us, we should have the right wisdom not to run behind that and ask it to say, "Ah, bail mujhe maar." This is what the third stage of wisdom, at least as the Pururava had, we should have. The first highest vision is what? From far off distance only we must know that the Dussanga is going to come nearer to me, but I will not be available for it. If not, while involving in Dussanga, at least must know that my life is being destroyed by this, I must come out of it ASAP. If that is not done, by God's grace, when that Dussanga is going away from our life, at least don't ask that Dussanga to stay back and continue to kick me. Clear? That wisdom we must have. In the same way, second is what? The positive aspect is what? If the satsanga is very far away from us, we have to put all our efforts to go near to that satsang. Chahe jitna bhi dur ho. Like the great seekers of the your past. They used to give up all their luxuries, comforts of their royal life or whatever the kingdom, and they used to go to that guru, staying in the ashramas and pursue the truth. If that is greatness is not there, Lord being kind enough, He brings near to us that satsang around us. At that time, having gratefulness to the Lord, we have to hold on to the satsang and make it yield to us what we need with all gratitude and jumping with joy. Now we are in this stage. Second stage, that we are basking in this grace of the God and Guru through the Shastras while thanking Paramatma with being very joyful for this fortune. We have to encash it to maximum. But like the Dussanga came and went away, in the same way, the Lord tests us by taking away Satsanga from us. That happens in both ways. Either the Guru goes away from us by his choice, or our stupid ego or mind tries to take us away from the Guru or the Satsanga. In both cases, we have to run like Pururava ran behind the Urvashi. We have to run behind that Guru or Satsanga with every sacrifice and hold on to him. That Guru, that Satsanga, so that either Guru stays with us or we go with Guru. In either the case, the Satsanga should remain with us. This is what is done by the great Uddhavaji here. Krishna was going away. He held on to Krishna. He asked him to give all the Vidya. In those 30 chapters or 26 in this Mukti Skandha, Bhagavan gave every wisdom, every satsanga to Uddhava, with which Uddhava any time can be with Lord Krishna as a Brahma Tattva, as his own friend or pal or relative, or as even an avatar. Because all these sadhanas, all prakriyas, with which we can be close with Lord, near to the Lord, experience the Lord in his transcendental as well as eminent form. All the techniques Bhagavan is giving to Uddhava in this entire skandham. So these two things that are taught to us through all the Shastras, especially in this particular Puroorava Upakhyanam, as well as Bhagavan's Upadesha to Uddhava about the Mahima of the Santa as well as Mahima of the Satsanga. If you want to catch the summary of it. So yesterday we have seen up to 12 shlokas. Then I will just browse through that as quickly and as shortcut and as clear as possible. And I believe you all have the book with you. You all have your pen notebook with you. Any important when you are noting or at least underlining whatever the important thought is. So in the 13th shloka we saw Sarthasya Kovidam Thingmam Murkham Pandita Maninam. So in what is my welfare? That is only in knowing Paramatma through Satsanga. If that is not known to me my life dhikkar ho, fie upon my life. And such me murkha, instead of going to Guru and asking, ki where is my swartha, where is my evolution? If I continue living in whatever the life I am staying, thinking that I am the wise person, there is no murkha than me more. Swarthasya akovidam dhingmam pandita maninam murkham. This we have to realize from within. Please remember, when Pururava is doing all this contemplation, nobody were there with him. He is all alone in the same closed chambers of his own room where he was with Urvashi at one time. Now she kicked him away and went away. दरवाजे बंद करके आंख बंद करके विचारण करने से he is getting that wisdom coming out from within. मेरा धिक्कार हो जो मैं अपने भलाई किस्म ही नहीं जानता हूं, ऐसे मूर्ख मैं अपने आप को पंडित मान रहा हूं. What is the meaning of thinking oneself as Pandita? Never going to the Guru or Shastra and asking them, what am I doing? Is it right or not? What am I pursuing is right or not? Or what is the best to be pursued? If continuously, constantly, every moment we are not referring to Guru and Shastra, instead of that, we are only playing the play according to our own choice of the mana, we are Panditamani Murkha. We have to have some strong definitions in life. Any lifestyle which is not sanctioned or authorized by the Guru and Shastra, that lifestyle which is chosen by ourselves and thinking that we are wise, it is a clear indication of murkhata. Whatever I am thinking or feeling or talking or doing, has it got the sanction of Guru and Shastra? And Guru and Shastra tell us only those things to do by which we get evolved, by which we get emancipated or liberated, by which we proceed, we grow in our spirituality. Even if we think is in line with Shastra, yet we have to refer to Shastra and certify it, get certified. That's why in 16th chapter, last sloka, Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Te Karya Karya Vyavastitau Jnatva Shastra Vidhanoktam Karma Kartum Iha Arhasi. See how clear that thought is. Then what is the murkhata in you? Yoham Ishwaratam Prapya Strivhir Gokharavat Jitaha. Outside I have gained so much and became Ishvara, but inside, not outside again, inside was kicked by Stri like the donkey and buffalo. Yes, Stri means any of the Sukha Bhoga of the world. Clear? Every shloka, as I told yesterday, is a complete one episode of serial. In our life, every sloka we have to take, contemplate at least for half an hour, and the essence of that we have to catch. And in this sloka, the essence is what? We think Pandita, but we although became Ishvara outside, but became slave inside to that Urvashi, that she has deceived or cheated me and went away. I have failed in my right thinking and right decision. So that way we have to be very careful. Now comes the next topic where he says about any of the indulgences in the world. विषय सुख भोगों का क्या है? सेवतो वर्ष भोगान में उर्वश्य अधरासवम न तृप्यति आत्मभोग कामः. The desire in emanating at the level of the mind, which is the disease of the mind, which is nothing but an aberration, which is nothing but a delusion, which is nothing but the product of ignorance, which is sustained because of non thinking. That desire born in the mana is never quenched, never satiated, thousands of lives also, if one continuously involves. This Farat Yayati is one example to us. This Pururava also example to us. That Puru is different, the son of Yayati. Here Pururava, both of them. And we ourselves are example to ourselves. Whatever desires of bhoga which we have in this life, they are not first time that they are coming and we are fulfilling. It's going on from millions of life. If we continue to be ignorant, means not contemplating, thinking about with the same desire fulfillment, we live the entire life and die while dying. We carry the tendencies of this desiring to the subsequent lives also, and there also we will do the same thing till we do viveka vicharana and understand the play and trick of the mind, how it is binding with its desire and desire fulfilling actions, and to get the result, jumping from one birth to the other. Okay. Last line what he says, Vahnihi ahuti bhiryatha. And if this one thought clicks to us only by grace of Lord, Gurudeva Paramatma, please bless us. Our dull-witted intellects to get the wisdom what you are pouring through these shastras, especially these main topics. Desire fulfillment is like adding fuel to the fire. Then what to do? Instead of pouring so much of fuel, which we are doing now, slowly you can't stop adding all the fuel, you start reducing the quantity. Is it not? All desires we can't give up, but slowly, slowly, the desires which we don't deserve, which really are destructive, at least those things we can reduce, remove, and while doing so, when we think about that, we get a confidence that being giving up this or that desire, I am able to sustain myself. Therefore, by giving up desire also, I can live. That confidence we gain. Now, up to the age of 45, 50, if this wisdom doesn't come, from the age of 51, Bhagavan forces us to have this wisdom. How? One by one after the other, Indriyas, etc., he makes them weak. है कि नहीं? पहले दांत तोड़ देंगे. Then the desire for चबाने वाले खाने के प्रति हमारा desire कम होना चाहिए. जो हमको खुद सोच कर करना है, जब हम नहीं करते Bhagavan takes away each of the organ and tries to make us understand that without that I can live. But still, what do we do? How can I live without that? Therefore, we use all our modern techniques to put the denture, to put the earphones, and continue in the same bhoga. And Bhagwan is saying tamasha. इन बेवकों को मैं कुछ पाठ सिखाने के लिए ये सब मैं कर रहा हूँ and these fellows are misusing the intellect given by me and not cheating me but they are cheating themselves. Every lacking of our organs as we grow in age only is the lesson taught by the Lord that each of these involvements, indulgences, you have to stop, you give up, and go within you in search of the ultimate. All that you can keep. So here what the main thought? Adding fuel to the fire, like that is involvement, how many number of lives it is. Then the lesson is what? Most powerful was next one. My chitta, which is rooted by this pumshali. Who can free this chitta from the clutches of that pumshali other than Bhagavan? Who is Bhagavan? Atma Rama Ishvara. He is the Lord of those sadhakas, sevakas, sadhakas and jnanis, rishi munis who are reveling in the Atma, not in the Anatma. And he is Bhagavanta with Adokshita. Now I can't explain each one of that. It will take half an hour. Again, it will be back to what we studied 15 days back. So I am tempted, but I am stopping it to say that other than Bhagavan Adokshita, who is taken as the Lord and worshipped by all the Atma Rama Muni. Those munis who took Bhagavan as Ishvara and worshipped them, to those munis the Bhagavan gave the vision. Because of the vision, they become introverted. Because of the introvertedness, they discovered the self. When they discovered the self, there was no joy, there is no joy greater than the self. Therefore, they are reveling in that self only. That Lord, in this way, who became Ishvara and made those munis, rishis introverted and gave them that ability to revel in their self. That Bhagavan, that Adhokshaja, that Prabhu, other than him, who can free my mind, which is held strongly by this Punstali, any of the Vishayas. How important you see? Other than Bhagavan, nobody can free us from these clutches of Maya invoked by us and we are caught up in that. It's why Mamevaya Prapadyante, Maya Metam Tarandite. Every day this sloka we have to chant and feel in ourselves that whatever the depth of devotion and demand we have, even it's very slightest also, with that slightest feeling and devotion also, if we start praying, it starts becoming stronger. What is the prayer? Bhagavan, I am surrendering at your feet. Please see to it that I transcend this Maya and I reach you. And the one who has studied Shastra for some years, he can understand that he is here at this par and the other par is Paramatma and in between is Maya. Everything in between me and my Bhagavan is Maya. And by my efforts, I cannot cross this oceanic flood like Maya, which has got everything. The Panchakosha Tadatmya, Avastatraya Tadatmya, Gunatraya Tadatmya, and Jiva Bhava, what not you say? ये सब कैसे ये सब माया है. The entire jagat of Rupa Nama, all the lokas, all the Sukha Bhoga of all the lokas, all the Shakti, everything is Maya. और उस पार भगवान है, हम नहीं जा सकते. माया में ताम तरंती मामे वये प्रपद्यन्ते. That is why the difference between the Jiva and Ishvara. Jiva creates all problems. Ishvara is the only one who can sort out the problems. Like the children make mistakes, parents are the ones who rectify it or who clear it for them. So, develop devotion to the Lord for only one purpose. Not again fall into the trap of Maya, but to make us come out of all the Maya all the time. Maya is one, but its effects are thousands. घटित घटना पटियसी माया से मुझे पार करावे. Now I am not again explaining, though I am tempted to Imagine the shoka sthiti of Pururava there. That he cannot come get back that Urvashi now, she is gone. He is so much in the infatuation, desire for her, and that has given him such a dukkha because a sudden shock, he never imagined it. How to come out of that dukkha? There's no way other than holding on to God. पहले से ही भगवान को पकड़े तो ये माया तो आती नहीं थी. और भाई भगवान को भी ऐसे स्ट्रांगली पकड़ना है हमको कि माया हमको खींच के ले ना जाए. ये भी एक इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. If our hold on to the Lord is very lighter, the Maya will come and pull it, then we just go. We are holding on to the Lord in our classes. But that not hold is not stronger. Any little Maya in the form of any program, any justification comes, we just are pulled towards it and we go. This is how it works. An example, the best example, I like it. To me also it is happening, but somehow I am managing to hold on to my classes. Whether its health is not good or any problems coming, as long as Bhagavan wants. So hold on to the Lord so strongly that the Maya fails to pull us towards it. And even if the Maya is pulling us, who can help us again is our call to Bhagavan. And the best call to Bhagavan again is, O Lord, take me away from this Maya. What is Maya? Anything other than Bhagavan. Urvashi is Maya. Maya is Urvashi. Maya is anything other than Prabhu Paramatma. Now practice for some years this aspect. Sivaya Bhagavan ka sab Maya. Don't tell outside. Outside be normal. But inside we have to do. All sadhana is inside. Outside as normal as earlier we were. अंदर से हमको बदलना है. देखो पेड़ का एग्जाम्पल, बाहर से हरा भरा दिखता है लेकिन एट द रूट लेवल और ट्रंक लेवल खोखला हो गया मानो, तो देखते देखते पेड़ सूख कर मरता है. दिस इज अ नेगेटिव एग्जाम्पल. पॉजिटिव एग्जाम्पल ऑल्सो, व्हेन द रेन कम्स आउटसाइड द ट्री कंटिन्यूज टू लुक लाइक ड्राइड अप, but from inside slowly it becoming nurtured and nourished. देखते देखते again it will be with full of all green leaves, flowers and fruits. With Maya we are like in the first case, outside looking hara bhara but inside khokla, like he is a king outside but inside is worse than a donkey and buffalo. He himself said, is it not? In the same way, reverse the case. Outside, whatever we look like normal, but inside we have to become hara hara, hara bhara, nurtured and nourished. Andar karna hai sab. All this is Maya. Only Paramatma is real. Whether I understand it by logic or I remember all slokas or not, whether I am practicing it or not, all will come one after the other. But first of all, this. Like a blind faith to mother. She will take care of him, but she is my mother, I hold on to her. So too, everything is Maya, Paramatma is real. I want Paramatma only. In this thought, when we are in, slowly the knowledge required, the disciplines required, the commitments required, each one of them start happening. Go. So the essence of this shloka is this, but the details are many which were discussed. So what is the idea here? From the past Maya, from the present Maya, and the would-be future Maya. If at all somebody is there who can protect us, is Atma Rama Ishvara Bhagavan Adokshaja, our Paramatma Prabhu. He is only powerful. And remember, he is so in his own modesty or in his own shyness that unless we call him, he will not come and help. And even when we call, he'll come to help us. But the way we call, in that way only will come and help. If our call is very lighter, he will come very lightly and little help he doesn't goes. If our call is so strong and powerful, like the Gajendra said, like the Draupadi said, like the Prahlada said, like the Nachiketa said, कि other than you, I have nobody to protect me. Therefore, knowing this fully, to you only, O Lord, I am completely, undoubtedly, once for all, surrendering with the only request desire from you that take me completely away from this Maya and take me at your feet or make me one with you. In this powerful manner, if our prayer is every day, then the Bhagavan also understands our deep desire and urgency, and so fast he comes and protects. Like the Gajendra, 1,000 years he fought, not calling Paramatma. Paramatma did not come. After that, when he called with all the arti, Narayana Akhila Guru, Bhagavan Namaste, then immediately he came and protected. देखो यद भावम तद भवति, both in the samsara it is true, also in sadhana. आपके भाव कामी क्रोधी का है तो काम क्रोधों से ही वी आर इन द वर्ल्ड. इफ वी आर ए डिवोटी, वी आर ए डिवोटी. जो भाव डिवोटी का है, इन दैट आल्सो हाउ स्ट्रांग इज अवर भाव टू द लॉर्ड. In that, how much you have accepted the greatness and glory of the Lord, and how much you have accepted, understood the need of surrender, and you and the need under surrender, and you have surrendered, and how you are expressing it through your prayer. Depending on that bhava, Bhagavan's reply comes. If it is casual, once in a while we remember the Lord and just send a message to him. भगवान आप फ्री है, कोई काम धंधा नहीं है, दूसरा कोई बंदा नहीं है, तो होना है तो आओ, नहीं तो मत आना, कुछ हेल्प करना है तो करो, नहीं तो नहीं करना. I am doing my own life, don't worry, you relax. This is how our prayers are every day. That's why he says, Acha, you don't want like a guru. If you don't inform, don't talk to him, totally you cut off. What will I do? He can't do anything. But on the other hand, if you fully tell the Lord, give up all your other works, so Lord, I am in a crisis, urgent case, immediate emergency है. Like the doctor साहब patient है, our patient खरोच हुआ, है तो लगा दे. मालूम भगवान doctor will turn to the nurse or anybody, attender. But he says accident हो गया, is a very serious case. Then he himself gives up all other patients, goes and attends. So we should feel the need of the Lord in our life in that manner. And that's how we have to feel inside and apply like that. Apply the application. Write to him, pray to him. And we don't have faith in God and His presence, and we think we only manage our life. And not only that, we are finding our life to be happy like a sewer in the daldal of the samsara only. We are not even feeling that we are in the filthy matter, like it will be told in the future shlokas. Then what will the Lord say if we ourselves are happy in the samsara? These are all put together is the understanding and total surrender to the Lord with His power understood as well as our request to Him. That all and many more things are said in this. Now the moment he remembered the Lord, immediately the Bhagavan's grace came to him. What the first grace of Bhagavan is this one. What is that? Ki bodhitasyapi devya me suktavakyena durmate manogato maha navayate ajitatmanaha navayati. It's a huge shloka. One day we have discussed this. Once you pray to the Lord, the first thing Lord gives is what? The dukkha which you got from, called that Urvashi, she herself gave you the bodha. In fact, she came only to give you the bodha. The first bodha she gave was what? She put the conditions. Very ruthlessly, clearly she put the conditions. When these two things, those two, sheep or whatever, if they are stolen by anyone, I will leave you. And if I look like this anytime, I will leave you. That itself should be a hint to this fellow that any day it can happen, she may go. Either with that preparation, he should accept her, or I want unconditional love from you, you should say. Nobody can give unconditional love other than Paramatma. Even parents cannot give unconditional, because even if they want, they can't, because they are conditioned by the time they leave us and go. Is it not? How much ever they love, but it is conditioned by time. When they die, how can they love us? They go somewhere else, they become parents to some children or children to parents. Like you are parents of these children. In earlier life, which children you were parent, do you remember? Yadini. Only Bhagavan can give that. That wisdom we should have in the beginning. Okay? And then while going also, she gave all the Upadesha. That you loved me so much, I loved you so much. Yet a time comes where either you have to leave me or I have to leave you. This is a big lesson to you to learn that nothing is permanent in the world other than Bhagavan. And what you want is permanent Sukha. That will come only through Bhagavan, not through anything else. So, therefore, her Bodha while going is this only. If he is wise, what is that? Hold on only to the permanent. Only to the eternal we have to hold on. If this wisdom is dawning in us, we are the most fortunate fellows. All our japa, upasana, puja, prayer to Bhagavan fulfills in this form. These are each one are the golden, diamond, jewelry, platinum thoughts. Everything other than Paramatma is temporary. Any temporary I hold on to, it will lead only to misery. Therefore, I don't want any misery. If I want permanent happiness, it is possible only with Paramatma because he is only the permanent and he is only the Ananda Swarupa. Therefore, let me seek him. Through any of the Purvashi example in our life, if this wisdom dawns, we are lucky. If not, again and again, and after the Urvashi, and the only same story of getting kicked like a buffalo or donkey. Or like a Katputli maid, Kridamurgaha Chakravarti Krutaha. With all the wisdom, with all otherwise abilities, with all the otherwise capacities. Please remember in this world, except a Jignasu, a Mukshu, a Mukta Purusha, a Paramabhakta, everybody else are caught up by one or the other Urvashi. Urvashi is not only women. Somebody is caught up with Dehosmi, Jivosmi, somebody with the money, somebody with the power, somebody with all, kuch na kuch सब फंसे हैं. Same a Bhakta Jnani, he are they are the only one who are liberated. They are in the inner ecstatic joy. These are all very powerful thoughts. We don't know whether we are in that mood of listening these. If we are in the preparedness to accept them, do we have that wisdom to understand this? I don't know, but we are speaking. Each one look into yourself, including me while I am talking to you. Am I speaking for you or am I speaking to myself? Because these are the thoughts won't come again and again in our shastras themselves. Very rare places they come. Yeah, the one too much infatuated, like him. Direct bodha also given, he'll not be understood, understanding the bodha. But if a person has far-sightedness and vision, even ishare se bhi he will samjhenge. So in the beginning only when she put a condition, that should be an ishara to him. But he could not understand that. At least now when she kicked and went away, he is becoming wise. She spoke to me with all the Sukta Vakya. But now the $1,000,000 points are next to two thoughts. Don't miss them. First point is what? Manogato mahamoha na apayati. She gave me all wisdom. She gave me all wisdom. With her gestures, with her actions, with her words. But that wisdom given by her, I did not receive. Why? The Mahamoha in my mind about her. Manogataha Mahamoha. Underline this. And it is a general common sentence. All of us have so many varieties of Mahamoha in our mana that so many Gurus, Mahatmas experiences come to teach us. But do you think we listen? Do you think we understand? No. Then how this Mahamoha, be attentive, is reduced, at least to that extent, that the Bodha we are able to receive. Only one sadhana, Ajita Atmanaha, we have to slowly start quietening, controlling our mana. This is a lesson first. Mahamoha, how will it go away? Only one way, that every suggestion of the mind which we were accepting and following like a stupid slave, slowly we have to reduce that slavery to the desires of the mind. To that extent, the Mahamoha is reduced to the Moha level. At that level, we start receiving the Bodha. Like if the child is fully intoxicated in the TV or cell phone, how much ever the mother is shouting that fellow to put off the TV or cell phone, come and study, otherwise you will fail. Because of that Mahamoha, all the Bodha given by mother, he will not receive. That is why the parents shout, they first put off the TV or cell phone, or they snatch it from him, so that that Mahamoha is reduced, that he will be able to at least listen what they are saying. This is very crucial thought I am saying. And each one of you seated as listeners and me speaker, to any of your own self-chosen thought, you are holding on to strongly. How much ever it looks to be logical, how much ever it looks to be a thought of wisdom, yet if you hold on to that Mahamoha, you will never listen to the advice, kind love given by the Guru, even he is shouting every day in the class thousands of times. And we are all the victims of this Mahamoha. Everybody is in Mahamoha. I myself is Moha, and my own planning is Mahamoha. Is it not? Or I myself is Mahamoha, my planning is Moha. The my planning, when I shift it, remove it or replace it by his planning and apply that or live according to that, then the Mahamoha of the Aham also goes away. Otherwise, there is no way. Like this, in our life, thousands of gurus come and we defeat all of them. We continue to live in our own ego, in our own whims and fancies, which is very tough. I'm just explaining it how to understand this particular slokas in our life, even though we are like Pururava in that bad condition. This is the lesson, this is the message. So, my mind is in that Mahamoha, I am not able to learn from her. One when she taught me. Then how to do that? Reduce Mahamoha to Mahamoha level. How? Ajitatma, jo hum hai, totally slave to the mana, little reduce it. Start becoming little by little wiser. Then the wisdom from the start controlling our mana from its indulgences. Then we start listening to the guidance or teachings given by the Guru. Then that wisdom helps us to come out. बोधितस्यापि मे देव्या सूक्तवाक्येन दुर्मतेः. Intellect also lost. Then manogata mahamoha. The mind also in the highest level of delusion. And both of them, the intellect's convictions of desires and the mind's whims and fancies, sankalpa, together are making a slave to any Urvashi passing by. Such a one, Lord, Guru, thousands of times they come and teach. We don't listen. Therefore, what is to do? Ajitatmanaha. You too should become from Ajitatma, Jitatma. How to do that? Pause and think. Am I following Guru and Shastra, or every day, every moment I am living according to my own choice? Every time the second point is the correct thing. Because we live like that only. We live life according to it. That we have to reduce. Okay, think about it. Now, after this little Jitatma we become, because of which the level of Mahamoha is reduced to Moha, and up above also the Durmati starts becoming little Sanmati. The next maturity comes in us. What is that? Kimetaya naha avakrutam rajvava sarpachetasah rajjuhu swarupa vidushaha yaha aham ajityat ajitendriyaha. Ki she has not done any apakara to me. What an important thought it is. She has never troubled me. It is me only who troubled myself. Now it's a big Vedantic thought. I'll not explain for hours together. Only this much I tell. It is me who has not seen the rope as rope. It is me, my mistake that I have not seen the rope as rope. And then how come the snake has frightened me and created such a sweating? Who has seen the snake on the rope? There was never a rope, snake on the rope. If this much is understood, you can celebrate today with all your joys. Who has seen the snake on the rope? Rope has never become the snake. Snake never came by itself. I only did not see the rope as rope. I only imagined the snake. And I only suffered. Snake did not harm me. If the snake is there, then it would have harmed me. See that? Kim etaya naha vakrutam rajvava sarpachetasaha. It is me who has had the imagination of sarpa and the rajju. And rajju swarupa avidushaha. And I am the one could not understand. I only imagining the sarpa and the rajju. She just came. I only imagined her to be the source of sukha and bhoga. Therefore, I only got caught up in her. If I had wisdom, I would have not allowed it to happen. And this situation today of becoming so slave, before that infatuated and then slavery, now she is living and going, becoming so much miserable. याद रखना है जानबूझकर नहीं होता. That is the power of Maya. It is not consciously happens. An innocent, like an ordinary person, we innocently love, trust, pure mind say. But in the nature of the things and beings is such, even they want or don't want, they leave us and go one day, which is very shock to us, including this body. This body is the first Urvashi. It will cheat us and leave us one day and go. And we never think, सब ठीक ठाक है सोचते हैं. Suddenly paralysis हो गया, ये हो गया, वो हो गया. And we go to the friends and all the relatives who go through this situation and do the paramarsh of them, thinking कि हमको नहीं होगा है. हमको वो वाला नहीं होगा और कुछ होएगा. नहीं चाहते हैं, nobody wants, but it is in the destiny to happen. Is it not wisdom to prepare in advance? So what is the pure Vedantic thought in this? There is no sarpa in the Rajju. In the same way, the entire Jagat either see it as Bhagavan or see that it is not there or not real. If you see it as real, immediately the fear of the snake jaisa hua, same way the attraction to the world will come. See it as Bhagavan, then serve and worship. If you cannot do that, then imagine or understand or accept that it is not at all there. Means what? See it as a rope or don't see it as anything else. Don't see it as snake. The moment you look at snake, feel snake, then you are afraid. And how to do that so? Like the earlier is Ajitatma. Here is what? Ajitendriyaha. This wisdom in us of not seeing the snake in the rope will come to us when we pause our indriyas from involving. She is not at fault, I am at fault. This thought will come to us when we put a break to our the mind's desires. तो मन के desires को कम करने से she is not at fault, I am at fault. That means nobody is the cause of problem. I am the problem, that will be known. And in what way I am the problem? That will be known when I put a break for my indriyas from indulging in the world. That's what it says. मैं भी अजितेंद्रिय हूं तो मैं खुद रज्जु को सर्प के रूप में देख रहा था. ये रज्जु है, सर्प नहीं है, जानने के लिए जितेंद्र बनना चाहिए. What we are doing now? Desires are coming in the mind. That we are not stopping. then executing those desires through the senses. That we are not stopping. By these two, we are strengthening our delusion of snakeness and getting sukha dukkha and all that. So have the pause to the mind's desires or stop involving with the senses. After that, use the intellect to think. Then we will understand what is going wrong, where we are going wrong. I am putting all this in a new manner. This we have not discussed it this way when we studied this chapter. Similar but not exact. So development of one by one. See Bhagwan का स्मरण हुआ 15 में. As a result of he became Jidatma. As a result of he became Jitendriya. When we become Jitatma, Jitendriya and Sanmati and Bhagavad Krupa. These are the four things, no? Durmati became Sanmati, then Ajitatma became Jitatma, Ajitendriya became Jitendriya. All of them became, he got because Bhagavantam Adokshajam Atma Rama Iswaram Nrityam Ubramahu. So in this sloka, we have to remember that we have to understand that having going through that painful thing out of which he could not come out, he prayed to Bhagavan. The prayer to the Bhagavan has slowly made his Durmati as Sanmati, Ajitatma as Jitatma, Ajitendriya as Jitendriya. And with each of the things happening, consequence we can see. When the Durmati became Sanmati, he paused crying and started contemplating. Then from the Ajitatma, when he became Jitatma, he understood she is not at fault, I am at the fault. Then from the Ajitendriya, when he became Jitendriya, he pakka understood the problem with him that it is me who has seen the snake in the rope. All of that leads to the next wisdom, the higher wisdom. What is that? The pure contemplation on whatso are indulging in. He now comes to the Paratipaksha Bhavana Dosha Drishti toward the Deha itself, because yahi se sare problems start ho rahe. Is it not? Therefore, Kvayam Manimasaha Kayaha Daurgandhyadhatmaka Shuchihi Kvagunaha Saumanasyaadhyaha hi Adhyasaha Avidya Krataha. Now, this is the crux of the thing. The most dirty, filthy body taken as source of sukha is called as avidyakrita adhyasa. And that adhyasa is so strong that we are not wanting to come out of it. That adhyasa is so strong that we are not able to come out of it, like an addict only. Addicted people. And that is because of avidya. So till the avidya remains, addiction becomes stronger and stronger. Only when the vidya kicks the avidya, then only the addiction goes away. And how the vidya comes? Only one way, through viveka. Through the viveka vichara, when the vidya is developed, when the avidya goes away, then that adhyasa goes away. What is adhyasa? Chipko, so strongly chipko to the most dirtiest body and indulgence through the body as source of sukha. Kayam malimasa kayaha daurgandhyadhyatma shuchihi dena pagunaha saumanasyaadhyaha adhyaso avidya kritaha. I'm not explaining the second line much because again it will take time. Main point in the dosha drushti pratipaksha bhavana, the facts are taken into account. See that non-thinking of the intellect, this body, that is what is said. Kale bare amedhye tuchyanishte visajyate. This sharira, which is worthy of going to die only one day, and which is filled with all these things, tvang, mamsa, rudra, snayu, meda, majja, asti, sammata, vinmutra, puya. I am holding on to that. And what is the difference between the kide makode who are in that reveling and we whose mind is reveling in that only? There's no antaram. Kiyad antaram is the big question. What is the difference between those kida makoda reveling in the filth and fickle matter and we who are reveling in the dehaditada? Therefore, if you continue this, dehadatmya, With that, indulging only this kama bhoga, not using the human life, opportunity called human life, to revel in the most divine and pure divine Paramatma. Next life will be becoming that kide makode only. We only will be that. Next life will be that septic tank. In that dirty cow dung and all, buffalo dung, we will be there only. Because that kida is reveling in that filth. This body is that only. So this is the only way when we think that there is a chance in us slowly to reduce our involvement in the world through the Dehatada. Yeah, that's the beginning. And slowly, steadily, you have to totally detach from all indulgences. Then only we can focus on the Bhagavan's Nama, Bhagavan's Upasana, Bhagavan's Smarana, Bhagavan's Dhyana. When all of them are done, our understanding identity from taking the world gross as real to the real Paramatma we evolve to. That at that time the meaning of Paramatma, that is Sat Swarupa, is Chit Swarupa, is Ananta Swarupa, is Mangala Swarupa, is Ananda Swarupa, is Pavitra Swarupa, is Divya Swarupa. All those higher, greater Upanishadic words, Divyo Hyamurta Purushaha, Sabahya Hyajaha, Aprano Hyamana Subraha, Yaksharat Paraha, Arsa Paryagat Sukram Akayam Apuranam, Asna Viragam Shuddham Apapavidham, Kavihi Manishihi Paribhuho Swayambhuho, Yatha Tattita Arthan Vedha, Shashvatipyaha Samabhyaha. These are all. Earlier one is Mundaka, this is Ishavasya Upanishad mantra. What is said by the rishis there, that I will understand. So in the Paramatma, we have imagined the dirty, filthy world and gross bodies and given reality to that, and we are indulging in that at the cost of the divine experience of Paramatma. अब इसको तुरंत कोई ना समझ सकता है, ना कोई समझा सकता है. समझाने वाला समझाते जाना चाहिए जन्म जन्म, और समझना चाहने वाला सुनते समझने का कोशिश करते ही जाना चाहिए समझ में आने तक. No? At this time of explanation, for a fraction of moment, appears that we became viveki. Fraction only. The moment we go to next topic or thought, this is forgot. No, it is like you want to drink clean water and what is that? Remove that shaivala, again it comes only. Shaivala means the mass on the water. Inside, below the water, the mass, there is a pure water. So you remove it, but आ जाता है. Or writing something on the waters. Write A, B, C, D, E. By the time you are writing, it is gone. In the same way, all the knowledge given by the Guru in our Chanchalamana is writing like in the water or even the sky. Like in the sky, if you write your name. In the same way, the Jnana given by the Guru to us is like this only. तो टिकता नहीं, रुकता नहीं है, because we are so much overpowered by the force of vasanas that they don't even allow our mind and intellect to pause and think. That much we are addicted to the vasanas and manabuddhi. We have to accept this fact. Then we have to slowly come out of it. That is why all those four things from the durmati becomes sanmati. From ajitatma to jitetma, from ajitendriya to the jitendriya, and all of that for first one by praying to Paramatma. Unless you bring Bhagwan in life, regular basis may the real evolution will not start. अब तक, if you read this sloka, till that time he was never remembering Bhagwan. He was indulging only in his kingdom, and with that arrogance, when Urashi came, he got infatuated, he was indulging, enjoying. भगवान का कोई नाम भी नहीं है. That's what the Paramanastikata Yukta samsara or indulgence in the world. Then Bhagwan will not be happy. He'll have to turn everybody's attention towards him. Therefore, he gave one chavi to Urvashi. She ran. Then this fellow, Jaye Ghore Tishta, Vaad Tishta. Chal be, she went away only. The world is ruthless. It will never understand your love. It will never understand your concern. It will never understand any of the things. For the one reason is your love, your concern is absolute murkha and stupidity. Why is it so? I mean, suddenly this sentence? Because if you have to love, love only Bhagavan, not anybody. Till that wisdom comes to us, everyone whom we love, they will kick us and go away. This is called grace of Bhagavan. The more we love anybody with a faith, they are the ones who cheat us, ditch us, kick us, and go. This is the fact. Liklobus. Swami, at least after 10 lives, will somebody love me without leaving me? Yeah, only one person. It is 10 lives or 1,000 lives. It is only Bhagavan and Bhagavan in the form of Guru. Nobody. This is how the whole world, we see our own life examples. We can say example. Everyone is a sample for us. हमको सीखना है तो. So how much we are inside at the lowest level of life and how to slowly come out of it. So main thought is what? He never remembered the God till he got kicked. दुख में सुमरन करें. At least now he remembered. भगवान said, thank God you called me. Immediately he gave दुर्मति को सन्मति बनाया, अजितात्मा को जितात्मा बनाया, अजितेंद्र को जितेंद्र बनाया. All that led him to come to the level of understanding in such a filthy life like a kida makoda is living. Living. Immediately he felt that hatefulness in him towards himself slowly came out. Then Toba Toba, I will never again involve in that. Then where to go? Satsang. Then through Satsang, he just recognized the Paramatma, the sublime truth, the reality on which the entire gross, subtle, causal worlds were imagined, projected like the snake on the rope, and we were caught up in our own projections like the spider. रिमेंबर, न स्थूल जगत सत्य है, न सूक्ष्म सत्य है, न कारण, केवल परमात्मा ही सत्य. जब तक वही सत्य है मानकर, वही सत्य है जानकर, वो सत्य है मैं ही हूँ ऐसे अनुभव नहीं करते, तब तक सेल्फ क्रिएट असत्य जगत में वी विल गेट कॉट अप ओनली. Take it for granted. Whether you spend million lives like that or in this life only, you want to come out of all Sthula Sukshma Karana and reach to Paramatma, it is our choice. And this one which is so strongly, painfully, roughly said here, because the patient is in so severe case of getting kicked by her inside. The same thing is said in a more dignified manner, in a different loving manner in Taittiriya Upanishad. Same thing said, but without any harm. Because the patient is not so severe here, infatuated and get lost himself in Urvashi. वहाँ क्या होता है? Bhur Swaha, Didati Vyahutis. But that's what you are involving in. They are not real. Maha is the real. Tat Brahma, Sa Atma. That is the Angi, they are Angas. In what he said there, every of the Anuvaka, if you see Taittiriya, if you do the Upasana on the Angi, what you wanted to get through all Anga, you will get it there. But forgetting the Angi, you do the Upasana of the Anga, not only you will not get what you want, this Anga will kick you left and right. That is what Brahmananda Mimamsa. In our, again, the Upanishad, if you involve in Paramatma and experience Him, all the Anandas of this Prapancha, of all the different levels of Jivas, they are included in Paramatma. If you deny Paramatma Ananda, then everything has no Ananda because all reflected, it will pull down you definitely to the Dukkha level. These are very important things. So he thought to himself, it is me who is the one who, because of my, call it as Mahamoha, call it as Durmati, call it as Ajitendriyata, call it as Ajitatma, that I created problem to myself. Therefore, who created problem to me for my all miseries? Please, none of you. You are such an innocent ropes. There are no snakes in you. I only imagined snake in you and I only suffered. In this way, let us do namaskar to Jagat and say Jagat is Paramatma only, and inside we have to keep on changing ourselves. That is called Adhyatmikata. And then only the Shuruad of the Rahat happens. A huge landslides happen, or volcanic burst happens, or the jungle ka jal jana hai, या नहीं तो भूकंप happens, or the cyclone happen. उसका अटैक कम होने के बाद रिहैबिलिटेशन, राहत का कार्य जारी. In the same way, in our life also, till we have not come to recognize that we are the cause of the problem, the floods or the volcanoes or the tufans are continuously happening in our life. When I recognize that I am at fault, then the tufan starts reducing, then you can start the rehabilitations from within now. And that rehabilitation is going to satsanga. Okay? And before that again, these 3-4 thoughts which great our Puroorava shared with all of us, this we will do it today also. Today we will conclude it. Tomorrow the entire portion of satsanga, we will see the value of it. I thought today we could have concluded. नहीं हुआ, मैं क्या करूं? मेरे हाथ में. I am neither feeling any shyness or hesitation or feeling bad. That same thing I am repeating, so you may feel bad. तुम आप लोग कुछ कहो ना कहो. I felt the importance of this topic so much, therefore we are doing it. So the last 3 sentences are what by him? One is athapi. Athapi means therefore, with all the reasons. No pasajjeta. Never ever become close by any means of kaya, vacha, manasa or indriya to strishu and straineshu. If you are an arthavit. So the murkham pandita maninam. He thought he is pandita, but actually he was a murkha. And with that murkhata, he got infatuated and kicked by her, became so miserable. Now he remembered the God. God gave really him his wisdom. Because of the wisdom, he became arthavit. In the arthavit means knower of the truth, knower of the reality, knower of the what is the right thing to be done. But the first sign of a person who is an arthavita, na upasajjeta strishu staineshu. It is we who give importance to them. First in the mind, then in the world outside. Or first in the world outside, or then in the mind. It is both ways. कभी मन में विचार आते हैं तो वहां जाते हैं. एक अचानक आंखों में दिख गया तो सब मन में. Either it is love at first sight or it is a dream girl. In both ways. Is it not? Once the dream girl is there, all the dharma of that adharma ho jata hai, he goes on ढूंढing her. Or looked at first sight, then fell only. खत्म उसका जिंदगी. Once you fall into love first sight, please remember, हो गया, रास्ता बंद हो गया इसके आगे जाने का. He will be caught up only. If he is an arthavitra, he should be very careful. Neither allow the world to enter inside or outside, nor allow the inside the world is being created. Na upasajjeta. Then how to do it? Whenever the thought is coming, by habit it is coming. By habit we have to cut it and throw it. Cut it. जैसा आता वैसा. That's Gita में. यतो निश्चरति मनः चञ्चलमस्थिरं ततस्ततो नियम्येत तदात्मनेव स्मरेत्. To take up some goal of Bhagavan नाम et all, any of the sadhana, mind भटकता रहता है because of attachment, immediately bring it back. भटक रहा है, bring भटक. ऐसे करते करते, the power of remembering Lord should become so much stronger that the bhataking of the mind should stop. That's the only way. That will happen. Lucky for him, Urvashi is not around to get infatuated. She went away out of sight slowly helps in being out of mind. Into the mind you bring the God, then the thing will not again come to sight. Even it comes in sight, it not enter the mind. Like that, so many we can 1 hours together discuss, but the main points we are saying. Now, Upasajjeta. Now the $2 million sentences, I'll utter them. We have discussed 5 days that topic. I'll not explain that. First is what? Vishayendriya samyogat manah ksubhyati na anyatha. When the indriyas come in samyoga with Vishaya, then only the mana gets kshobhita or disturbed with desires. If the indriyas are not going to Vishayas and collecting them, or when the Vishayas are coming, indriyas are not receiving them, then only the mana will not become kshobhita. That is the meaning of ajitendriyata, which was said. This is the best blessing we are given. That if the indriyas are not going there, half of the problem of the mind is solved out. If you give a chance, then again the kshobha in the mana happens. So that's what you see in all movies. that प्यार करके दोनों बिछुड़ गए, बट भूल भी गए, अपने अपने जिंदगियां जी रहे, पर सडनली 20 साल के बाद फिर से देखे, फिर से मन में दुख हो गया मन क्षोभ हो गया, क्योंकि इंद्रियों का विषय से संयोग हो गया. And this is put in different ways in different texts depending on the context there. Thing is there. We have to see ekavakyate in all of them. What is said in Vivek Chudamani text in this regard is the terrible tiger called as the mind is there to attack and eat you. If you go to a jungle of the Vishayas, same thing is different. The jungle called as the Vishayas, if you go there, the tiger called as the mind will attack and kill you. Here also, if the Indriyas come in Samyoga with Vishaya, the mana becomes Kshobhita. Once the mana becomes Kshobhita, to bring it back to peace, पता नहीं कितने जन्म लगते, कितने साल लगते हैं, कितना टाइम एनर्जी वेस्ट हो जाए. मनो नाम महाव्याग्रह विषय अरण्य भूमिषु चरति अत्र न गच्छन्तु साधवो ये मुमुक्षवः. Those who are sadhus or sadhakas and mumukshus should never go to the jungle called Vishayas, because the Mahavyagra called as the mind will be there pouncing and killing you. It's very poetic way of saying. Same thing is said here. This is the biggest gain of Pururava through all his contemplation. That Vishayendriya Samyogat Mana Kshubhyati na Anyatha. If he had become very busy in his kingdom and also did some of his upasana, satsanga, not given chance to the Urvashi, then he would have not disturbed in his mind. But at least now he has got a wisdom. Koi gal nahi, even if we are kicked 100 times, if we learn wisdom from that, all the kicks were worthy. If it's not yet learned, be ready for more kicks. You understand? And people like Kunti and all of us will pray. भगवान ऐसे किक देते जाना तब तक जब तक मैं सीख लूं. Till I learn to give up everything and hold on to you. Till I do that, please kick me as many times as possible. I am the praying like that. One of the kick I get is through these classes. Just struggling from 2-3 years, no encouragement, nothing. It's only kicking only. Slowly I am getting the detachment. बाद में all that, go and remember the Lord. आपने गोवा में बैठ भगवान के चरण में मन लगा के शरीर छोड़ दो, खत्म. What nonsense all that. Kick. Everybody gets their deserving kick. If you are attached to your children, they kick you that way. If you are attached to the office, that way. If you are attached to a partner, everybody will kick us. Wherever you are holding, they will kick us. You know, the kick in the football of the ball is only to send the ball into the goal. Everybody is kicking the ball to put it in the goal. In our life also, we are a ball. Everybody is kicking to turn our attention toward the goal. And people keep on kicking the ball till it falls. Once the ball goes to the goal, they lift the ball and kiss that ball instead of kicking it. क्योंकि गोल में गया हुआ गेंद उनको जीत दिलाया. Is it not? That's how when we run behind the world, they kick us. But when we reach to the God, same people come and do namaskar to us. Not for namaskar we do it, but that is how it is. Very good football sport. This is one thing. Vishendra samyogad manak shubhyati nanyata. Equally powerful is the next. Adrushtat ashrutat bhavat nabhavaha upajayate. If you don't give your ears and eyes, if you don't give your ears and eyes to any of the Vishaya Vastus inside the mana, their impression, desire for them will not happen. See, adrushtat ashrutat bhavat nabhavaha upajayate. And also, asamprayinjata pranan. Even by accident it happens when the Vishayas have entered in the mind and created desire. If the prana shakti through kriya in fulfilling the desire is not made functional, means if you are not indulging in those desire fulfillment through indriyas, slowly the mana becomes shamyam. Shimitam manaha first becomes timita, then becomes shamita. How beautiful it is. And very subtle it is. In a quiet mood of our own seat of meditation, when we contemplate on these truths, then they reveal to us the wisdom. And there is no greater gain than this. So, for the conclusion of all that, tasmat sango na kartavyaha. Strishu straineshu cha indriyai. Again is repeating. इंद्रियों के द्वारा स्त्री और स्त्री विषय कोई भी उससे संग नहीं रखना. Why? Vidusham cha avistrabdaha shadvargaha kimu madrusham. Even a wise person of all knowledge of Shastra also, the five Indriyas mana put together are so uncontrollably powerful to a wise person. What to talk about we ordinary people? We have to be more careful than them. Like the highly immunity people also, they are prone or the corona attacks them. We with comorbidities, how careful we have to be like that. हट्टे कट्टे लोगों को कोरोना लग रहा है, तो जिनके पास ऑल एलिमेंट्स है उनको तो और भी और ज्यादा केयरफुल होना है हमको. In the same way, Vidusha also, if they take it for granted, the six, the Indriyas and Mano will make him slave. We are all already filled with so many vasanas, so many desires. हमको तो ज़्यादा careful रहना. Now this sloka needs 2 minutes more of explanation. We will do that tomorrow. Then we conclude the entire satsanga portion of 10 slokas in one day. That these 3 days of 14, 15, 16 July will be a summary package of this 26th chapter. And this summary I am able to do confidently and you are able to listen because we have discussed it for last 3, 4, 5 weeks, or 3 weeks, whatever it is. Thank God. Thank you. We'll stop here and see our Valmiki Ramayanam also. And always let us pray. Now we are so spiritually close to each other that let us cherish praying for each other. That, O Lord, Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahe, Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. May this prayer be answered 100% in the case of we, the speaker and audience, who are together trying our best to study the Shastras and to understand and reach you. Maybe thus, like I pray to you all, for you all, O Lord, such a wonderful sadhakas, please remove all obstacles and may they grow. So too you pray for me. In this way, let us become such a strong synergistic unit of cherishing each other by praying to the Lord and grow spiritually, glow spiritually. Is a time. Because individual power से भी the synergy power ज़्यादा होता है. And that way when I pray for you all, the Lord answers fast. When you also pray for each of us, we are a team now. How many number of people who are with faith regularly coming? With the devotion regularly coming. Faith and devotion to all. To the Paramatma, to the Guru Tattva, to the Bhagavata Shastra, to all the Bhagavata Acharyas, and to the class actually. We are all one unit that way. You and I, both of us, to Guru Tattva, to Bhagavata Acharyas, Bhagavata Shastra and Brahma. With full faith who are there as a unit, let us every day spend at least 30 seconds. And later on we can tune not only to we, but all other similar sadhakas that are there in the world. In that way, when we expand in our identity with more and more positive sadhakas, then we can mutually share each other's the powerful energies which are generated through our sadhana. And that enhances our speed of sadhana. Definitely. So we took 2 years to understand each other, tune, I believe. And those who believe, they can join. Clear? Let us now to go for our Ramayana class. Thank you.